Yeah.
So going slower into the corner, and also the push-pull technique with the fixed hand position worked
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah. Definitely.
And yeah,
And was that all during a practice session or an actual race that you implemented this in?
it was practice session, but I also texted Hassan, and
Nice.
he talked about some elite series youth race which I signed up to, which is the 8th of January,
That's
and
awesome.
also some Go Kart club, which is once a week. The coaches and stuff like that. So very excited for that.
Excellent. That's what we love to hear. And there's a lot more that you guys can or get involved with in terms of races, and of course also some regular practice. What's up to the Instagram chat? We got KM joining. We got Immortal. YouTube should be up now as well, and running just fine. So let's go ahead and share my screen to go through what we're going to be covering today. A couple of bits of footage. So we'll start off with, well, Marcel, actually. If you just explain what happened to yourself at this track, you have a
Yeah,
in-depth comment.
really, the track is really exciting to do. It's really technical. It's really fast.
Yeah.
But I really didn't fit in the kart, and not because I'm big in every direction, but I'm way too long for the kart.
Wow.
My knees were. I exaggerated a little bit, of course. My knees were really high. The steering wheel was just before my chest, so I couldn't handle the kart at all.
Oh my gosh.
And then we
Yeah.
have a tricky track. It was understeer, and just a little bit more to the right or the left, and I totally got into oversteer. So it
Oh
was
gosh.
really hard to drive. I managed to pull off 2 seconds, but I was still
Not bad.
way
Not bad. Did
in
any
the
of the
second heat.
yeah,
I pulled off the.
any
But
of the lines that we discussed helped?
uh, I think so, but it was really hard to follow the lines because when you were a little bit too wide or not wide enough and you yanked your steering wheel, you
Yeah.
almost fly into the, how do you call that, the side thing. You know what I mean?
You can't handle it properly. That's the problem.
Yeah. So
And that's the
I
worst position to be in.
uh, that's the first sentence I wrote. This was horrible.
Excuse me, is there a link to the footage that you had?
I
I know you
didn't
shared.
save. I didn't save the footage. I really was. I tried not to swear, but I was really annoyed.
Well, I can imagine the tensions were high because you're hoping for better. It's safe to say
And
you won't be going back to the track.
no, not me. No, sorry for them. And the people is nice. The track is really great,
Yeah.
but uh, I need to have fun. This wasn't fun.
Well, I think you are gonna have to find another track now.
Yeah, we got
You
a
have
lot in it.
any
We
ideas in mind?
Yeah, we got some one in Utrecht in English. We really like. It's really challenging, really fast. We
Okay.
got one in Ude indoor. And we have still Zwolle that's about 35 minutes drive, and that's an outdoor track which stays open the whole year. So I have
Awesome.
options enough.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if there's anything you wanted to go over specifically in today's session, be sure to let us know. Otherwise, we're gonna have to move on to Theodore.
No, that's fine. I will watch the session here for about 15 minutes, and then I'm off to YouTube again.
No worries. If you have any tracks which you're planning to visit as well, similar to what we did like yesterday, then yeah, just be sure to find some footage of it or things, and maybe we can have a look in a future session as well.
Maybe Utrecht. I drove there a few times, and but I didn't film there yet.
Yeah, no worries.
So will be coming up.
Absolutely. Well, it's much appreciated, Marcel. Unlucky that your experience didn't go to plan, but hope you can find a better track next time.
Oh yes.
We're going to move on to Theodore. And Theodore, you're getting ready for your race. Just before I chat to you about what happened, let's just say hi to Patricia. What's up, Patricia? Hope you can hear us. Or is it Nathaniel maybe who's joining under your account?
Can you hear us?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Yes.
How are you?
Good, thank you. We are both well. Nathaniel had another session at Acton,
Awesome.
and Guy was teaching him, so it was quite good. He enjoyed it. All
That's
good
excellent.
on our side. Thank you.
I believe Guy will also be logging in soon, so maybe we can have a chat about that. Was there any specific footage you wanted to go over? Any questions for today's session?
Nathaniel is going to send you one shortly.
Awesome.
Hopefully, he will be able to upload one.
All right then. Well, we'll stay tuned for that. Hopefully,
Thank
we're gonna go through Theodore's footage, and then hopefully we can come to yours.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. What's up, Harry? As well. Welcome back to Track Help.
Hello.
How have you been, Harry?
I'm very tired. I've just been doing photography at a kart track, and I did 11,000 steps.
Wow, with Power Media, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. We're gonna take a look at Power Media after. It's your own photography, kart photography setup.
Yeah.
Amazing. Any footage you want to go over today? Any questions of sort?
No, I'm just logged on, just kind of add some input, just see what's going on.
Perfect. Well, stick around. We can hopefully chat about Power Media as well after. We're gonna get started with Theodore's footage over here. What's up, Guy? Welcome back.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. We fine. What's up, Guy?
Welcome back to another episode of Food Help. We're back with some more food.
No, I hope not. Hey, no distractions. we got negative feedback from the previous Food Help, so I don't want people unsubscribing.
Hey, listen, Omar, I got very negative feedback. Harry Bogpower, Daytona Sandown is the most unfair, unjust track I've ever been to. They black flagged, just before we get started with this piece of advice, look what they black flagged me for. So I was in their D-Maxes and someone spun out in front of me and I avoided them by spinning and they black flagged me for avoiding someone.
You got to make a video about that.
I'm making it right now.
Please make a video about that.
It's happening. 55 million views, easy.
Was Jack Harrison in that race?
I don't know properly.
Right.
Harry Skinner was in the second race, and my kart broke. I was keeping up with him, and then my exhaust broke.
The black flag seemed fair though.
No, I spoke to the manager, and he said it was completely unfair. What were the marshals doing?
I'm just teasing, mate.
We're gonna have to get started with Theodore. We're going to come back to you, Guy. Whilst we do, Theodore, this is a long setup before a race. You've got the full setup going. You've got the Spotify, the gloves, the winter gloves. Wow, everything is going. Talk me through this.
I just forgot to cut that part out.
It's good vibes, huh?
Yeah.
You got to get in the zone. So, do you race with AirPods?
I have one in my left ear, and then I just listen to Christmas music while I race.
We love it. We love the Christmas spirit, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe that helped you get faster. You never know.
Maybe.
So basically, you've got about 40 minutes of footage. There's going to be the race start after this qualifying session, I guess, and then also there's a fastest lap somewhere around 16 minutes. Let's actually skip ahead to 60 minutes. This is qualifying, right? How many minutes for qualifying?
I think 10 minutes, but I actually set my fastest lap in qualifying, which I don't really usually do. But yeah.
So that's decent. I mean, in qualifying, technically, you are participating in fast lap time, but with track evolution, maybe you can do even better in the race. What was the timing?
It was a 1:17.5.
Excellent. And previously, what was your best time?
A 1:18.6.
Amazing. There you go. So it's a big improvement. Already, I could tell throughout this course of the lap, a couple of changes you're making in hand position and the smoothness of your driving. You know, previously the footage that we were watching, I could hear the tire scrubbing a lot, and you were just going over the limit. But here, nice, under control, and a lot smoother with your driving, which is awesome. What's up, Hassan? Welcome back.
Hi, Omar.
You joined just in time because we
Yeah.
got Theodore over here. I believe you know each other.
I'm not quite sure. Wait, were you the one that texted me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your advice has helped Hassan. Theodore is well
nice to
into
hear.
it now, and I believe this is look at that. That's awesome. The power of the two screens or the big screen. You're able to see your timing. So actually, Theodore, is that the start? When the lap finishes, right? Just over
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
So I remember Hassan as well was telling me that this part doesn't really count then. The left,
no,
the right.
It was wrong. It was wrong.
Okay.
Sorry. So the whole part, the whole track counts.
Whole track counts, but at least when you come across here, you're able to see the previous lap, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why you were celebrating, because it helps. And you know why this helps? Because what you want to do, especially Theodore, is when you try different lines out, you can see if it makes a difference or not. And what you can do is literally keep all of your lines the same, and then change the braking or line for one corner, so you know if it made a difference or not. I can tell you're very, very excited, and that's what we love to see. What do you think the difference was to do 1 second faster? You just rewatch the lap.
I think it was mostly the slow entries and less drifting, but the push-pull also helped a lot with stabilization.
Yeah, definitely. That's the key part of that steering technique. When you can initiate a push first, it can help you be a bit more stable. And back to your entry, if you can prioritize a slightly slower entry, it'll always give you a much better exit, more control as well. Hassan, I want you to watch this footage as we go along. We're going to watch the race as well. What do you make of Theodore's driving, since you're one of the faster drivers at Racehall as well? If you're still there to hear us, I think you're muted, Hassan.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my internet just did not work for a sec. What did you
No
say?
worries. Hassan, what's your best time at Racehall?
So actually, I have some exciting news to share with you guys today. So it was the Grand Prix day, and normally I'm in the midfield to the bottom end. I got P2 today. Out of 30.
I would say that is incredible.
Yeah.
And what was your fastest lap?
My fastest lap today was a 1:15.605.
Amazing. PB, right? That's the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what I was just saying, as we go ahead to hopefully first couple of laps of this race, I want you to watch Theodore's driving and just let me know what you think of his lines, what he's doing well, where he can maybe try to scrape up a few seconds to get to the 15s like you're doing. Any specific tips, Hassan?
Oh yeah. I just changed into that real quick. I'm so sorry.
No.
So what did you say?
So based on Theodore's driving, he's currently in the 17s, 1 minute 17s. What do you think the difference will be for him to make it up to 1:15s?
Well, first of all, I just saw the last corner. If you can just scroll back.
Yeah.
The last corner.
You know what? Let me show you his fastest lap.
Okay.
Let's watch it in full, and then we'll break it down.
So first of all, especially in the cold, in the winter, the track is way more slippery and way more optimal. So we really had to go after that neutral steer.
Okay.
At turn 3 right there, you have to get closer to the wall. And wait, it's going a little bit too fast. Can we?
I know. Let's watch the lap in full. Just
Okay.
absorb what he's doing,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna break it down, and I'll get the pen out, and we can properly analyze for him.
Yeah.
Basically, middle part of the track, we got the
The
combination of hairpins, left, right, and then the left again. And now we got, would you say, the final sector?
Yeah, I just call it that just so it's a bit easier because the track is so long.
Exactly.
Sorry, can I ask a question, Omar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this the same track that we reviewed for a guy a couple of 3 or 4 track helps ago?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It is. It is.
I believe it's Hassan, or maybe it was Noah.
Okay.
It was either one of them.
So if I chip in, Hassan, don't mind me because
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
indoor expert and all that.
Out the final couple of corners, and then this is going to be the fastest lap.
And a 1:17, that is a really decently sized indoor track, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 1.25 kilometers.
That is pretty impressive. And bear in mind, Omar and Hassan, that's without.
Yeah.
Shut up, Harry. And that is without having any top floor. Imagine if they put a top floor in another floor. That would be crazy.
There's definitely space for it.
Omar,
tell me.
Could you quickly just confirm to Harry that I am in fact goated indoors, but he thinks I'm just an acting expert? Admit it. You know how goated I am.
Good at indoors. I think he's pretty good at indoors.
And listen, Harry, I'll open admit I sucked at the D-Max, bro, but I am good indoors. I'm good indoors. Anyway, Hassan, let's tag team this. Let's do this, my friend. Here we go. You go first. Get that trophy out of it.
Yeah, this is for P2.
Let's go. I think the best way to go through this, Theodore, you talk us through how you're taking the certain corners, and then Hassan and Guy, you can give some feedback.
Yeah. All right.
So basically, start of the lap. What are you doing, Theodore? What are you aiming to do?
I tried to go kind of wide in the start, so I could get more speed through the very long straight.
Yep.
And I can't really remember much, but also brake a little earlier than I usually do.
Yep.
To not drift. Yeah, I think that's mainly what I did in the first couple of corners.
Keep those revs high. That's why I brake early as well, is to keep those revs as high as possible.
Yeah.
Pretty much the middle apex over here. You're going for.
Yeah.
And yep.
I'm sorry for interrupting. But how I will do is, first of all, depending on the kart, if it's a fast kart, I'll go almost all the way out to the wall, but not quite. Not quite, because then you're wasting meters. And then for those two corners, I would hit a late apex to get the best exit as possible.
Okay.
How would you hit a late apex?
So I would probably, I think I brake a bit later to do that.
Are you braking to rotate as well, or is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I'm braking, I can feel there's a point in the kart where it starts to. It hits a point which you can feel where the kart begins to rotate, and I mostly brake in a straight line until I hit that point. Yeah. And then I just slide through the corner and accelerate as early as possible.
And Hassan, I think the way that you can achieve this, Omar, can you go back to the entry of the first part of the corner?
Yeah.
So there is open that bit up more to be able. It's very similar to the right and left at Vendome, with the trail braking.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you start further over to the left on entry to then end up more over to see where the cart's pointing now.
Mm-hmm.
And Hassan, I don't know the track, but tell me if I'm wrong here, to end up more over to the right to then gain more speed through that S section. Did you say there's a long straight after this one?
Yeah, there is.
So then surely that's the way to it, is to open up I'm not saying it looks like a very wide corner anyway, but open up a tiny bit more So then almost you're braking in a straight line as well, but straight line braking always
Exactly.
helps. To rotate it back to the left here, play the clip. To late apex, like Hassan said. But if you don't see it, he's having to really turn that wheel to get it back over to the left to take the right hander.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good observation.
So yeah, and also and an important part is that when you brake on these carts, you can feel a point where it begins to rotate.
Yeah.
And this point you have to go after, and then the neutral steer just comes naturally.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we love a bit of neutral steer here at KTips.
You know, with this corner in particular, I think what's happened is very good effort. Line looks decent. You're turning in initially, you can see from this angle, already putting some steering input. You're then getting some rotation, so you can see your counter steering. What's happened is you've opened up a bit too early.
Yeah.
So what's happened is at the apex of the corner, then you have to turn back to the left. So just think about how you can avoid corrections. So do it in one motion. Turn, bring the steering back to the middle, and then that's it.
Well, the best way to avoid corrections is to get that turning in point consistent, right?
Yeah. So just over here before, yeah.
So pick a point in which you're turning in at. I can tell this is already going to be quite difficult because it's quite a plain track. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Possibly a dent in the barrier, or even this is a new one, Omar, by the way.
Yeah.
So right now, if you do the same thing with a throttle at the moment, your revs and your engine will be doing the same thing over there about to race. So I actually tried at this place called at Dockland's old track. There was this corner where as soon as my revs got to a certain sound, because I know I accelerate out the corner, it actually and that's when I then turn in. Because or something like that, you could use like a bump in the track so you can feel the bump. Because it was not always you can have a perfect bollard or pillar or patch on the track to turn in at.
Of course.
Yeah.
Another way is to count. So after that initial right hander, you can go 1, 2, and then turn in. That's loads of different ways. Just find which one comes most subconsciously natural to you, because that's the best way to do it.
I think there's some kind of a surface change. I don't know if that is
I was about to
apparent
say
in
that,
real life, but I'd say get at least the front wheel over this and then turn in. So here you're just turning in slightly early. So simple.
Okay.
And also, I have also a pointer. I feel like when you in the start to turn a lot, and I feel like you put a lot of load on the front tires. So so actually, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that maybe you could brake and then start to turn. No. So brake down and then hit that point where the rotation point, and then you can turn much easier. Yeah.
Excellent. Hit a late apex.
Okay.
Yep. Go for it. Were you saying something, Theodore?
No, not really.
Perfect. Try to hit a late apex. I assume the second part, Hassan, is this meant to be flat out?
Yes.
And Theodore,
it's flat out.
flat. Yep. Theodore flat.
I'm convinced that this is going to be a corner you need to carry as much. Sorry for taking a long time for this first corner, but I think it's performance on the straight. This is a corner. Again, Hassan, correct me if I'm wrong. That you need to carry as much momentum through that corner as possible.
Yeah, exactly. You're completely right. Because if you don't get enough speed, the guy behind you is just going to catch you.
Yeah, on the straight, and I presume because everything's Mitchum. There's a hairpin coming up soon.
Yeah.
and he's going to dive bomb you into the hairpin. Hurry! Sorry, I had a bit of a cough there. I do apologise.
So actually, the corner before, if we can go back to that, not the first, but the second one. And a bit more. So if you're racing against other people, just a couple of frames back, if you can.
Come on, Omar, lock in, Omar, lock in. For somebody plays Warzone, this should be easy
more,
for you.
so that you can see the exit.
Oh, further back, okay.
No, not further back,
Tell me where to stop.
Okay, more, a little bit more, a teeny tiny bit more. Yeah, like that. So in this corner, if you're racing against others, you basically on the exit you have to close the gap on the exit, because if you don't do that, somebody can make a switchback and overtake.
Yes, on your inside.
Mm.
And then
So right here, go to the
Yeah.
inside if someone's attacking.
Close this.
So you sacrifice the exit speed to then, because I'm presuming, I'm going to take a guess, the next
Yeah.
corner's a right-hand turn.
Exactly, and also
There you go.
since the straight is a bit right, is going a bit
Yeah.
right all the way, you also have the inside, so you don't lose that much
Yeah.
time.
And I actually have a perfect example of this on my YouTube channel where I was at High Wycombe and there's actually basically exact corners this, but it's thinner, a left and a right, and then it goes a long right, a long drawn out right, and it is so unbelievably easy, especially on a public session. This is a good tip on a public session. If you know someone's going to overshoot that corner, just get to the right hand side, and like Hassan said, then you're on the inside for the next corner. It's a brilliant way to overtake, as well as this is why we're premium, not just giving tips to get fast, we're giving tips to overtake. There we go.
We love it. So I think the qualifying line that you're doing over here is fine, right, Hassan?
Yeah.
This is the normal
But
normal line for qualifying.
but the two first corners always take a late apex, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You get the
Okay.
best. You get the
So
best.
do a
exit
late
as well.
apex over here as well.
Yeah. So do a late and maybe a teeny tiny. No, it's fine actually.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
a teeny tiny bit later.
really?
But I get the point, because you still carry the same speed through.
Okay.
Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead now.
Sorry.
You don't
Yeah,
get
that's
stuck on the
fine,
first
that's
few.
fine.
We've been here for like 15 minutes.
Keep it over to the right hand side.
Yeah.
Is this about right, or can you stay a bit
I
more
mean, if you
neutral?
just go back 5 seconds.
Sure.
So there's a indent in the track.
Yeah. I see that.
So don't go over to that indent. Just go straight for the. Just go straight. Don't start turning right, because you're just gonna lose a bit of time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
open up the steering as much as you can through the straight.
Yeah.
Is that a bumper? Is that what
Yeah.
was that?
I went up the barrier. there.
I think you just touched it. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
an easy 2/10. I think you could have.
Omar, this is like you. Suboptimal lines, my dude. Suboptimal lines. Come on.
Yeah,
into-
already I see. You should just follow the barrier and just go straight. Go straight to the next corner.
So keep using the right, or come out where he is now.
Just go, if you can go back a couple frames.
Sure.
Yeah, right here. Just right here. You move a bit outwards, but you can just go straight.
So, wait,
Yeah.
so you follow the direction of the barrier is what you're
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
to say. Yeah.
Because there's
Go,
no-
go, go.
Not bad.
And
Theodore, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing for turn 3, Theodore? Currently, what's your thinking?
I tried to brake earlier here, because last session I almost didn't even brake. So
Yeah.
this session I focused more on braking earlier and more. So that was mainly what I did here in this corner.
And on this lap especially, I like the use of braking for rotation. You can see brake, you get a bit of counter steer, just controlling that mid corner, and having a smooth exit. What would you do, Hassan?
Well, my braking reference is a pillar, so we just stop there. Not that one, but
This one?
that right. Yeah, that one. No. One to the right. Yeah, this
The one after the door.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Okay.
my braking reference. This wooden pillar. And obviously, I can see you waste a bit of meters, so go all the way out to the left.
So here you can open up more. Is
Yeah,
basically what you're saying. Yeah. Are you're almost touching the outside, right? Barrier, Hassan.
Not quite, because
Okay.
I think with some corners, when you start to brake for rotation, your rear end can hit the wall. I'm not quite sure,
Yeah. True.
but I
Is it-
think that's why.
It's a good
And
point
here-
you made there.
Yeah.
Just to talk about the braking before you jump in again. What you can now do, Theodore, is it's good you start with early braking. And the only way you're going to improve on that is bringing the braking slightly later and later and later until you can control it. So Hassan has done lots of sessions and he's established it to be that this is the limit. So you can slowly experiment with that, yeah? It doesn't mean that in your next session you immediately start braking here. No, you just build up to it until you're comfortable.
Yeah, and in my experience, I do a bit more progressive braking, because
Okay.
if I brake for rotation like a lot, so just brake in a straight line, turn the cart, I've experienced a lot of oversteer. I'm not quite sure why. So I think I trail brake a teeny tiny bit, I think, but I still get the neutral steer.
Yeah.
And
Turn one
yeah,
looks good then. Apex is fine.
yeah, no, I would go for a later apex.
Okay.
It's very important because there's a mini straight up ahead. And
So
you-
later apex, I believe you can achieve number one by a slightly later turn in. So we discussed next time, just try to be slightly wider, go deeper into the corner, and then go for just a simply later turn in. Try that
So,
out. See
yeah.
if it helps.
and because of the rotation needs to be done before the apex.
We got another straight coming up now. Theodore, what's your thinking over here as we're going to turn 4, right?
Yeah. I tried to just get wide in the start and follow the barrier going into the corner, and then trying to hit both apexes and not slamming into the next barrier after. So
Yep.
that was my main focuses.
Any braking as well for this corner?
Yes, I did brake, but I don't have any like braking points for this corner now.
Interesting.
So
How would you do it, Hassan?
this corner is just a lift. So what you do is that I don't know if the camera is mirrored, but if this is the gas pedal, you accelerate and then you quickly lift, you turn the steering wheel and take it back and then accelerate again, and then your car will just rotate.
So no braking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
And
so
where are you lifting off the gas?
accelerate, lift while it's turning,
Mhm.
accelerate again, and then you'll get a neutral steer.
That's interesting. And apex wise,
That's get a bit closer to the barriers. You and in this track you really have to be in the limit and be millimeters from the barriers. So
yeah, that's a very, very good point. I was just going to say over here, turn in slightly later. If you notice, you're turning in a bit early. What that does is get you to the apex quickly, but then on exit, you do go out slightly wide. So I'd say slightly wide entry. And then, as Hassan was saying, try to replace the brake down for a lift. So I'd still go. Is it an early lift, Hassan, you're doing?
that's a good question. You could pull up some of my videos if
We'll get to that. But
yeah,
obviously, start with the early lift, and then same as you're braking, you do it later and later and later. But the main thing Hassan said, lift and turn. So that's scrub speed off. Think about it. That's a form of slowing down. It's not going to be as much as braking, but lifting and turning sharply will slow the cart down for you. So you don't necessarily have to brake.
Yes.
Get close to the apex.
Also,
yeah.
I also have another pointer. In my opinion, the second apex is more important than the first. So I feel like
second apex, yes.
Need some time you want to get as close to both of the apexes, but it's fine to miss the first one, but it's not fine to miss the second one.
So yeah, prioritize the second one then. Here you don't necessarily have to go close.
But hit both of them as much as possible. But the second one is more important because it dictates your exit.
Then we've got the mid part of the track now. So let's just go through this in slow motion. What about positioning of the cart? What are you doing over here, Theodore?
Here was mainly focusing on the earlier braking and trying to get rotation with more of the steering wheel, because I didn't really know how to get rotation with the braking. And yeah, also tried a little bit of neutral steer here, but yeah.
What do you think of the line, Hassan?
So it's actually pretty good because corner you don't want to go too wide, then you're just wasting meters. And a new thing that you need to learn for this track is that in this corner, what I do is that I turn the steering wheel while braking a teeny tiny bit. And this then creates this neutral steer, and then I just glide while slowing down through the corner and hit a mid apex. Mid to late apex.
Interesting. Good effort here, though. I think this is better than last time. Yeah, again, I think I would say it's slightly later turning as well. What's happening? You turn in early, and then bit of corrections mid corner. you hit a relatively early apex here, so then you drift out slightly wide on exit. So it's a fraction of a second. Maybe you can try and turn in later.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Omar.
No, you're good. Please,
Yeah,
please.
so,
Your input is
Yeah,
necessary.
so if just go back to the last corner, and just before touching the apex.
Sure. Just about here.
No, like a bit more. So here, my card, you can see the card is kind of pointing more in a straight line towards the other barrier. My card is going in the same direction, but it's slightly turned towards the exit. If it makes sense.
Okay. What we're gonna do? If you've got your lap, right? You've located your fastest lap, right, Hassan?
I have the fastest lap, but I haven't.
Perfect. What we'll do?
haven't recorded.
Let's finish off this lap, just reviewing Theodore's. Then we'll look at a fast lap of yours, where you're basically demonstrating all these things that we're talking about. But so far so good. You know, the general line that you're taking, Theodore, is excellent, and it's minor things now which you can try to implement in future sessions, which will hopefully get you into the 16s. I reckon 1 minute 16 is definitely possible. What do you think of this corner? How are you approaching this now? The hairpins, left, right.
Also trying to get wide before
Yep.
the corner and braking a little bit and also getting rotation with the steering wheel mostly. And yeah,
Where are
trying
you
to
braking
keep
here?
the revs high. I'm not really sure.
From
I
feeling.
think it's I think I do it mostly
On feeling.
while I turn. So brake at the same time as my turning
Yep.
point.
Braking, turning. What's your opinion on this one, Hassan? This corner,
Okay.
how are you?
So how I tackle this corner is that I go in a straight line, and depending on the card and the conditions as well, I either really do a teeny tiny bit tap on the brakes while turning the steering wheel. So kind of what you did, just a bit faster. You don't need steering and that much braking at all. And if the card and conditions are optimal, you can even do it with the lift. So as I said from the corner before, you can accelerate and then lift and turn at the same time.
Wow.
So you get rotation, or you could replace that lift with a brake and get the rotation through the corner.
Is the entry similar to what you're doing as well? Wide entry.
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Perfect. All I'd say over here, it's a good effort. Just be wary that you're not going too deep and we're leaving space to the inside apex. I assume, Hassan, you tried to be as close as possible, right?
Yeah, and also don't get. I will go for a probably mid to late apex here, because if you go too early, you're gonna end up too much towards the next wall, which means you need to be turning way more for the next corner.
Yeah, mid or late, and then just close the gap. So there's a bit of time there that you can definitely look for. Second hairpin.
So here, do you want Theodore to go first, or?
Yeah, Theodore. What's your what are you?
I
doing
did
to attack this?
pretty much the same thing as the last corner, minus the braking.
Okay, no
yeah.
braking this time. Flat, is it?
No, just a lift.
Lift,
I
turn. Getting the apex much closer that time, and bringing it to the middle of the track. Cool. Hassan, what would you do?
So this corner is flat out, but
Excellent.
the thing about this corner is that after you just turn, all the weight transfer goes so quickly to the left side that you get neutral steer. For me personally, without any problem. So it does it automatically.
Yeah.
exactly.
Good effort over here from Theodore as well. He's getting there. What about the actual entry? You have to go all the way to
Not just
this darker patch.
I mean, in Racehall, it depends a lot of the card, but I actually go about as wide, maybe a little bit, not as wide.
Maybe up to the dark patch, the surface.
Yeah, maybe there. About
and as you said, depends on the cart, right? Slower cart, tighter line,
exactly.
wider, as faster car, wider line. Yeah, no
and
bad.
Also,
no bad.
if it's understeer or oversteer, and how good it rotates through the corner.
Excellent. Let's whiz through the next few corners. Theodore, are you going to be braking for this upcoming hairpin?
Yeah, I had a problem with this corner, specifically in the last couple of sections, because I couldn't take it as fast as the other corners. So I also braked on this corner.
So tap of the brake. This looks like a good effort. Turning in, just about hitting the apex, heading back out wide. Hassan, you see anything in here?
Yeah, I
that
do
you might be
see.
doing differently?
First of all, I wouldn't brake at all at this corner. I would either lift
Wow.
or you can take it straight. If you have a good cart, because if the cart is good, you basically just rotate in the neutral steer, and the rotation just comes.
I assume because you're not braking, you'd have a wide entry, similar to what
Yeah,
Theodore
I
is
do.
doing over here. And is it a sharp initial turn in, maybe?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so it's just about the feeling of the cart,
Yeah.
and maybe
Also,
pushing against the steering wheel as you turn in.
and also, but to do it flat out, you really have to be precise,
Mm-hmm.
because you could either hit the inside or the barrier on the outside if you don't do it correctly.
Interesting. So, Theodore, you're braking here, you said, right?
Yeah.
What you can try to do is an early lift and a sharp turn to reduce speed. See if that works quicker, and then if that's working well, then try to remove the lifting altogether and just go for that sharp initial turn in. What you want to try to do is keep one angle of steering, one angle of rotation, and avoid any corrections mid-corner, and see if you gain a bit more time out of there, as Hassan was saying.
Yeah, I do think maybe it was a sharp turn in.
Sharp turn, definitely.
I'm not quite sure, but we can find out maybe next week. I can try to film some footage.
Yeah, absolutely. Final sector now. This is the tricky part coming up. Flat out through the left, Theodore?
Yeah, I was mostly flat out trying to get a good target, trying to get a wide for the next corner.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then a brake, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah. Look, this is much better, just based on your steering inputs, using the brakes to turn the cars. One more time. Full speed into the hairpin. Watch your steering wheel turning into the right, braking, and then trying to get that rotation, which is good. When you see a few degrees of counter steer like this, it shows you're on the limit of grip. Holding that steering angle, trying to keep it neutral in the middle, and then hitting the apex through here. Hassan, what would you do?
So
through
I actually think this is pretty good. On the flat out left-hander, I would probably get as close to the barrier as possible.
Yes, this so just one more time. On the right or the left?
On the left side.
Okay. So left, flat
And
to there, and then try to get close over here, you're saying. Just something minor.
And through the corner, this is depending on the card. So most of them, if it's a good, you don't have to go all the way wide. You can just stay in the middle and do exactly as you did. Do the neutral steer. And if you look at the video, you can see there's a teeny tiny bit of a bump or a change. So right there.
Yeah. One more time. You can see on the track. Here, right?
Yeah, right there, right, yeah. And depending on the card, I either do it right before the corner, I start to brake and rotate exactly like you did, or I do it on the tarmac change, and then do exactly as you did, rotate the card through the corner.
Perfect. Theodore, the left over here, is that flat, I assume?
Yeah. I think in this lap I didn't hit the second one.
Okay.
But most of my laps I do.
Interesting. Hassan, what do you do for the left?
After this corner, you have to set up the next corner. So you basically right here, you can still turn a teeny tiny bit more to the right.
Okay.
And then yeah, exactly. And then you can just go for the
Flip
apex
to the left.
Both of them.
And do you have to go close to both?
Yeah, you can miss.
You can miss it as well.
No, you can't. You can't.
Oh, you can't. Okay, so yeah, definitely on this lap. I mean, it's your fastest lap still. A few tenths you could have maybe gained just by closing the distance to the left over there. That's something to know. Would it then be a slightly later turn in for the left over here? So you said go to the right on entry.
Yeah,
and then avoid turning a bit too early. I think what's happening here, you've gone a bit early and a bit narrow on entry, and then you've comfortably hit the first part, but the second part naturally gets thrown out wide. So just think about on entry of this turn, slightly wider, slightly more to the right, and then a sharp late turn to cut back across the track, hit this apex, and then hit the second part, maybe. See if that works. Cool. We got the last 3 or 4 corners coming up. Talk me through the entry over here, Theodore.
I went as wide as
Nice.
I could, and I think I only lifted on this corner and
Interesting.
had a sharp turn in and tried to get rotation.
Cool. Hassan, would you lift or would you brake?
So here, this is also depending on the kart. Some kart, if it's an understeer, you have to follow the wall. If you look at the it goes in, and you can basically follow the wall through the corner.
All the way there.
If it's a good kart, you don't have to go all the way wide. You can just if the corner goes in like this, you can just stay straight.
Interesting. Get close to the apex. Would you say?
And I will go for mid to late.
Mid to late apex again. Yeah, just close the distance over there. Final chicane coming up. Theodore, how's this corner for you? The sequence. We'll go through it. The right.
I don't really think I tried to hit the very first of those corners. Then braked right before the second one.
Interesting.
And tried to get like kind of wide for the third corner.
Over here through the left. Excuse me, the right. So what you're doing is attacking this corner full speed and then brake here.
Yeah.
Turn, trying to get close to the apex. And then this third right, is that flat for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hassan, what would you do?
So here, braking is fine, but you have to go a teeny tiny bit wider and hit a late apex on the first corner. Not that corner, the second one, sorry.
Okay, so wider entry to
tiny bit more wider, because you don't need to do it too much. Then it's just waste of meters. So
yeah, and here this is early, mid, and you want to go. You don't want to hit any of those, yeah.
You want to go behind the tire.
Yeah, exactly. Just over here, you can see. You want to hit that latter part after the red. Where would you brake, Hassan?
As I said, just after you pass the corner. I don't really have a reference. It's just more based on feeling. You want to go. You want to go. You want to brake so that you hit the late apex, basically.
Is it better to brake early or later over here?
Not too late, because you don't want to overshoot the corner, but also not too early. So maybe a little on the later side, like you could begin to brake right.
And this is a trail brake, would you say, more than a threshold?
I wouldn't really say that.
Okay. It's still a hard brake for rotation.
Still a hard, but it's not trail braking, because if you trail brake, you brake way too much.
Yeah, all the way into the corner. Okay. Yeah, try that out, Theodore, which could help you slightly wider to the right. Look, so you're turning right already. Just keep it like that for a split second more. So then you can continue in a straight line and then go for a later turn in. What you want to avoid is turning in slightly too early and going for an early or mid apex. Hit a late apex. I guess, Hassan, you'd hit the late apex so you can set up to be
exactly
on the left-hand side and then a smooth run to the right. Yeah. Is that correct?
But as you've drawn it a bit too wide.
A bit too wide. Would you say on the left-hand side of this surface change, maybe?
Yeah, I would say that. And
this is the darker
patch. But not far from Theodore. So you can see he's sliding right now.
Yeah,
So a frame before that, that's probably as wide as I would be getting.
Awesome. So good reference is.
Oh, right here. This
is the limit, you would say.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then for the last corner, it's a late apex, but you kind of follow the barrier.
Okay.
So you kind of hook this barrier, but it's still a late apex, so you don't get flung out to the left wall.
And hold it there, right? And that basically finishes off a quick lap. I think one
last comment. In the straight, if you want to go for a hot lap, just go straight. I've heard from own experience and some of my friends that if you just go straight here instead of start turning, I think you would gain maybe 2/10.
Wow.
Okay.
So, but also don't crash into the barrier.
The barrier right here. I think that was a really, really good analysis, and it was good to get both of your feedback from there. because what you would have probably seen, Theodore, is you're already doing so much of the things right, and then Hassan's just giving you a few extra details which you can implement in future sessions, which you'll get this timing from a 17 definitely into 16, I think, and maybe soon challenging for the 1 minute 15s. Hassan, what you can do is just DM Theodore one of the links to your footage, because you do long recordings, like 40 minutes at a time.
And
So,
also, Theodore, I don't know how old are you?
I'm 15, turning 16 in February.
I mean, you could, if you want to do something a bit more serious, you could join the same club as I'm a part of.
Yeah, I actually signed up for that. I think I'm
Nice.
coming for like a tryout session on next Sunday. So I'm very
Yes,
excited for that.
There we go. We love it.
Then you'll
We
probably
love it.
see me if
Yeah.
the timings are correct. You can just come over and say hi if you want to.
I'm very excited for that.
That's excellent. Theodore, is there anything else you want to go over before we go to the next driver?
No, not really. But I want to say thank you, because
No,
we
it's
went very much in depth.
absolutely.
I
And
think about an hour.
that's the unique part of track help, because you're going to find people who may be going to your same track, who have the same maybe even fast lap time and similar inputs that they can give you. So it was awesome to go through that. I see guys just walking up. He's laughing. What's up, Muhammad? Welcome back, Muhammad.
Oh, hello. How's it going?
Everything well?
Yes, everything's well.
yeah,
How's it with you?
Everything is. We're preparing for Mina next week. Are you joining us?
No, sadly not.
Next time, inshallah.
Hopefully, inshallah.
I'll be definitely documenting the race throughout the week.
I'll be
and
watching.
it's
I have
Definitely.
nothing to do because I broke my ankle and I had to miss
no.
a race because I broke my ankle.
I was wondering, because you started the season and then I didn't see any posts. So everything okay?
I was playing football in school and twisted the ankle.
That's
and I had to miss a race that was happening in Oman.
yeah, the Oman RMC.
Yeah,
that's really a shame, because you did very well in the first round. You know, good.
I did. So there was the first race, which was the Invitational Series, the summer, it's just a fun series. I did one round of that, and then 2 rounds of the RMC, and then another round of the fun series. So I did 4 races in total. It was really fun. It was really fun.
and I see you're friends with Inam Ahmed.
Yeah, he like I was gonna do the 24-hour race with him, but unfortunately we never got to that.
Okay. Inam Ahmed, for those wondering, F3 driver. He used to do karting with Lando Norris, won the World Championships in 2014. Very, very top driver. So is Inam, working with Birlat there in UAE now?
No, he's I think with Dojomoto. Sorry, Mumbai Falcons.
Yeah, Mumbai Falcons. Nice.
Yeah.
So top team there, one of the dominating ones. And how did the endurance go? 24 hours.
The 24 hours. I'm not sure who won. I haven't kept up with it. But
is it going on right now?
No, I think it's finished 12 hours ago.
Okay, so it did finish.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the next endurance is going to be the Mina one. It's a lot shorter. It's only 2 hours, but that's going to be on Friday this weekend, and then we're going to have the sprint race on Saturday. And alongside all of that, there's going to be the RMC categories as well.
Are you racing RD1?
I have been selected for RD1 again. So sprint and endurance.
That's nice.
I would have liked to do senior, but it just depends on what the federation selects.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro wasn't.
Hey, you came to the track. You could see the speed.
No, wow.
Wait, I have a question. For Williams.
Oh God, here we go.
Dive bomb or switchback?
Round the outside.
Round the outside. Of course, you choose the third option.
Lots of people are putting guys that you weren't giving them a chance to talk.
In my defense,
he was too excited to meet the drivers.
Yeah, no.
True.
I did a shit job interviewing. I retire.
You asked Russell twice.
No, that was funny. With Russell, I asked him, and then
and then
the guy asked him again. Yeah.
I was actually laughing watching that video.
But we had to put those bloopers in because that's what makes it authentic.
It was really nice.
It
You
wasn't
get their
scripted.
signatures or just an interview?
I shall be back.
Oh, you got to stay tuned for what he's got. Are you gonna bring the wheel, guy? He got a
Oh,
go
he's
kart.
done.
Yeah,
He's got-
I'm going to bring it now. I'm going
It
to bring
was
it
it
now.
was crazy. It was
I'm going to
crazy.
bring it now.
no.
I'm going to bring it now.
Wait, okay.
Don't say, "Oh God, Harry." You're not.
I said, oh no.
Oh,
I said,
why
oh,
is
no.
Omar here?
What's up,
Oh,
Omar?
okay.
He's back.
He's muted. He doesn't know. Oh, there he is. His
don't
mic
know
is so bad.
We're all in the house. Get a bow.
Interesting.
We're gonna have to moderate.
Yes,
sir. What's up, Lewis? Welcome to Track Help. You made it. Lewis, you've joined before, right?
I
Or is it your
tried
first
to
time joining?
join like, a few weeks ago.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
wh-
and
when
then
did
but I was at school, so the Wi-Fi wasn't really working too well.
awesome? When did you join the academy? When did I admit you?
I think it was about half a year ago. I think.
Okay, and you haven't joined any track help sessions though.
No,
since-
not yet.
since
I've
then?
just been at school, so it wasn't.
Welcome. What's your local track?
Oof.
The one I go to most of the time is Clay Pigeon.
Play Pigeon. Okay. So
Yeah.
you do owner karting?
Yeah, I bought a cart at the start of this year.
Okay.
It's got a 160cc engine, but most of the class has 200.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a disadvantage.
Is it GX UK?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How long have you been karting for?
So I did rentals just before I turned 11.
Awesome.
I didn't really do that much. And I've done one race in rentals. and I
Okay.
came-
And then you went straight into owner karts.
Yeah, basically. But I waited a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. What's the season looking like now? So have you signed up for a first championship
The
or?
plan was going to be do
GX.
IKR, so that's just
Mhm.
racing at Clay. But
Okay.
I've realised that the engine is quite a lot slower than the 200s.
Right.
So I've been lapping around 45s, and then others would probably be around 42, 41s maybe. So it's
Awesome.
about
Awesome.
4 seconds slow. It's quite.
You know,
Not
there's that's all going to come with experience and
Mm.
and definitely owner karts. There's certain things. Some
Yeah.
some in setup, but then things like tires and
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then, yeah, you've
Front-
probably felt that.
Yeah, front two tires, they're both different, and then the rears, they're the
Okay.
same, but they're different from the fronts.
Okay.
So-
What company tires do you guys run?
I've got Mojo D3s and D2s.
All right. Okay.
then
Yeah.
I've got one Dunlop for the front.
Okay.
They're all
Right.
different, yeah.
And they allow that
For practices,
for
but then
practices, of course,
races you'd be using Max's Sports.
yeah.
So I have
Okay.
to. I'll change them for my next practice. I think.
Definitely. That it'll
Mm.
help to just practice on one set of tires, of course,
Yeah.
and then just get used to handling of that and adjust things slowly if it's in terms of setup and things. Regards track help though, today I see that you've shared a link for your footage.
Yeah. I don't know if
So
it'll
it's
work.
a Google link. So if you just give me permission to view that, what we are gonna do is just to fill you in how it works, and I'll share my screen so everyone else can see. We've got a list of submissions over here, and we're just gonna do in submit first order. So we've gone through Marcel. We've just finished off with Theodore. Zhao, he joined yesterday's session. Theodore joined yesterday's session. What we're going to do, Nathaniel joined early in track update. I'm going to go over his footage and then hopefully come to yours to finish off today's session. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I just say, Nathaniel
yes.
cooked at Acton today. He was like the rest of the intermediate group getting like 24s, 24 9s. He got a 23-7, I think, or something like that. He was doing so well.
Excellent. Nathaniel, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, hi, I'm here.
Excellent. So I understand you did some racing with Guy, or Guy was coaching you today. Was it
Oh
today?
yeah, he was in a race. Yeah.
How did that go?
Coaching and racing.
Yeah, it was good, but I got overtaken in like the first few laps, so it wasn't really.
What was the format?
Oh, it was just 15-minute race, no podium or nothing kind of.
It was just a normal open session act, and that happened after Race Academy.
Just a normal session.
Just a normal overtake.
Questions were the normal overtakes.
And to be fair, Nathaniel, let me just a bit of feedback, because I forgot to tell you after this. The only way I got past you, Nathaniel, was because I think you got dive bombed by somebody, and then instead of braking, quickly switching back to the inside after getting dive bombed, you left the door open for me to follow the other guy through, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is I can correct wrong. I'm not making an overtake. Well, I am, but once you get dive bombed, if you kind of quickly get back to the inside line, it's a lot better.
Yeah. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry.
No. What were you saying?
I thought that guy would just kind of push me out the way. That's it. And I didn't really want to.
I'm not that aggressive. I'm not that much of a Harry. I see you smirking.
Honestly, when I first saw you, I thought you were pretty aggressive. I can't lie.
There you go. Even Mohammed thinks that. Come on, that's.
Look at you.
Where?
Look at you. Honestly, like you look like a type of person that who would dive bomb me, and when I try to slot back behind you, you just push me off.
I am not an aggressive driver. I'm an aggressive person, but I'm not an aggressive driver.
That's fair.
Okay, we've got Nathaniel's footage downloading. Nathaniel, it's going to take a few minutes still to fully download. So can you stand by? We're going to get started with Lewis, and then we'll have to come back to you. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, then. Just stand by. Lewis, we got a 14-minute session. I'm going to share my clip over here. I hope that's not too loud, first of all. And this is from Clay Pigeon. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
When was this recorded?
Probably about like a month and a half ago or something.
Awesome. Typical practice session is this?
Yeah, it's just 4-stroke practice day. It's out with the rentals as well.
Okay, a mix. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand. These are single engine karts or double engine?
Yeah, we're also out with cadets and pro karts.
Okay.
Obviously, they're both faster because pro karts got 2 and then cadets are lighter.
Yeah. This is an interesting kart actually, because it's 4-stroke engine, right?
Yeah.
And then you've obviously got the owner kart chassis. Which chassis is?
It's a TKM.
TKM.
Yeah,
Interesting. What you're going to find in terms of driving style with these rentals compared to this type of owner car, slightly lighter, of course, in terms of this chassis, so you get a bit more speed. But things like engine revs and the time it takes to build up speed is quite similar. What are you currently working on and trying to improve, I guess?
Working on. I think maybe
driving.
get my. I think maybe to get my lap time below maybe 43, 44 maybe with this engine.
Yep, definitely. With championship, is there a restriction on the engines? Are they all sealed or?
Yeah, so in the actual GX championship, there's I think the weight for the 160s is 120 kilograms, including the kart, and then for 200, I think it's about 140.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in your race, what are you ballast weight up to?
I've not actually measured the weight of it, but I'm guessing it's slightly over. So that would also make a difference.
Yeah.
I asked my mate if he knows anyone he does GX UK.
Yeah.
He told me that the people he knows who've got the 160s are lapping so much slower than everyone else.
But I guess then you guys will be a separate category.
It's with the 200s.
Ah, it's with
Yeah.
them. Okay, so they mix you together. Sorry, my bad. I thought that they put you on track together, but then they rank you guys separately.
Yeah, and that's.
And you're
I
running
feel like
the
they should
160.
just get rid of the 160s in the championship. To be honest,
Are you running a 160?
I'm running a 160. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's difficult to compare with obviously drivers who've got the faster engines. Really, for you, then it's about fine tuning, optimizing your own kart, getting the most out of it. From the driving side, yeah, there's going to be things in terms of your lines, your braking points, things like that that you do want to improve. But I think overall, making sure your kart is in top shape is the most important thing. So it starts with tires, brake pads, different things like that. How often do you change your brake pads?
I've not changed them.
You haven't changed them. Okay, that does make a big difference on under braking, for example. How late you can brake, how efficient that it will be. What about the sprocket? Do you know what
I've not
sprocket you're running?
changed that either. I've not changed that, but
Definitely, it'll be
I'll
worth
ask
checking.
around and see what people are running.
Yeah, it'll be worth checking which sprocket you're running. Depending on whatever number you're taking, some will favor better straight line speed. Other sizes will favor a better cornering. You want to try and find that
especially
balance.
this corner just we did now.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm bogging on the exit.
Okay. Compared to others as well?
Well, just myself.
Perfect. Let's just take an overhead shot of clay pigeon, karting track, or race. And let's just see what we're dealing with over here. Yeah. So this is the wonderful track, great outdoor tracks. When is your next race, by the way, over here?
Next practice is
next
probably,
practice, yeah.
I think it's early next year, January maybe. But my friend said that I could drive one of his pro karts, so that'd be quite good.
Okay, so a slightly faster one, that will be.
Yeah.
Perfect. And just to confirm, as I quickly draw out the kind of layout that you're going, you start from where my yellow line is, you come down to the first couple of corners. You then got this back straight, is that correct?
Yeah, that's it's called the Stone Straight.
Into this long right-hand hairpin, you would say?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then into the double left, around the back part of the track.
And it's basically flat all
through here, yeah. I could tell from the footage. Do you have a chin mount by any chance for your camera?
I've not got one. I've been messing around with camera mounts and stuff.
Yeah. It'll definitely be worth doing that. You see, what's happened over here, it's a very restricted view.
Yeah, my knees.
So, no, definitely. For future, grab check on Amazon. I think you get it for like £10. And
I could put one on the NASA panel maybe as well.
You can even put it there, yeah. It just depends on stabilization as well of your camera.
I'm thinking of getting a Rotax.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna buy one, and then so they would have like a mount on the radiator, so that would also give you a better shot.
Yep, radiator is always best as well. I found the best one though is anywhere on the helmet, just in terms of field of view, and then you can even see things like your footwork, where you're braking, where you're accelerating, and then also what's going on around your surroundings. Speaking of which, though, so you're saying you're going to do some pro kart experience hopefully in the new year, but then you're planning to buy the Rotax as well. So what's your plan for next year?
I think practice Rotax for first half of the year, and then race second half of the year, and then first half of next year I'll race with the Rotax, and then I don't know after that. But
and is that all going to be at Clay Pigeon, or it'll be different?
Yeah, Clay Pigeon, or I think Dunkswell as well. They also run.
Okay, but this is basically your local track.
Yeah, this is basically where I go. It's about an hour and a half away though from where I live.
Just to continue on this, then it'll be worth checking out some Clay Pigeon onboards. Hopefully we can get a clearer one. Just give me a sec.
Maybe-
whilst I-
Yeah, there's
Maybe
one
try
by
Brad
Alex
Philpott,
G
Emma.
who's quite good.
Harry, any inputs?
Maybe try Brad Philpott's video because he has a cam box. And
Yes,
he's
of
a
course.
GFCK.
Yeah,
So
Alex
same
Sanji's
kart.
also got quite a good one.
Be sure to share the links in this chat as well if
Yeah.
you've got it in the meet. I'm
There's
just
there's
looking on
a
YouTube as well.
yeah, I'll try and find one.
By the way, Nathaniel, your file is still downloading. It's nearly 7 gigabytes. So I'm not sure if that's the correct one you've shared.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
It's
Yes.
Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi.
The file you sent, it's quite a large file.
Yes, probably. Well,
How
my
many
son is
minutes?
dealing with the video. He's
Yeah.
much better at it. It's probably one of the larger files from when he had the race in Milton Keynes at Daytona.
No problem. No problem. What you can do is, yeah, let's wait for it to finish downloading. Then hopefully we'll open it up, because at the moment it's still downloading.
Still downloading. Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just keeping you updated. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Have we
Yes,
have we got any other
Got it over here.
submissions after before Patricia's?
I believe we're gonna have to round off with Patricia's. Yeah. What we're doing, we're finishing off Lewis. Then we're gonna go for Patricia. But if you got anything in between, you want to?
Yeah, I'm
go
saying in between Thingy and Patricia, I have a couple of things I'd like you to
absolutely
not break down, but I know it was an absolutely awful, dreadful lap. But I did a D-Max at Sandown for the first time.
Oh, excellent.
And it was really difficult conditions. It was slick
Mhm.
on some parts of the track, so wet a little bit, and then also dry in very small patches across the track.
Yep.
Which made you had a kick of power, then you were kicked straight onto like a really slippery bit. So give me 1 second.
It's one of those, yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get my
the
adapter.
footage ready.
I can bring it straight up. Like you can just share my screen, okay?
Perfect. So
Give me
we'll
1
hopefully
second.
review that after we finish here.
Keep it tight before you prepare to go.
Lewis, you've shared. So this is Alex. Alex,
Yeah, this
is he just doing a voiceover on all the on all the session?
Slap again and talk you.
This is, I think it's just
There's no raw engine noise.
there's just one
Yeah,
one
there
lap.
we go. I think it's here. It's a straight
And
lap here.
then
Yeah.
Harry, you've shared Brad's video. Brad's video is just a different bits of footage from his weekend call. I think
actually went to see this weekend actually. So
amazing. How was it?
it was good. There was a few other classes. There was like 100cc, the 90s ones, and F300.
So this is actually getting very popular, this series,
Yeah, it is.
just because of number one, cost, affordability,
Really affordable.
and then the type of karting. So it is open wheel, it's owner kart, and it's quick. It's quicker than your normal rentals, you'd say. Also, the types of tracks that you guys are driving at is definitely of high quality, and these are great tracks. This is a really good lap to watch. I believe once he comes across the line soon, it's going to be a low 40s lap, maybe even a 39 if possible.
41.5.
It's going to be 41.5. Excellent. If we just break this down whilst we go through it, you can see.
Yeah, a lot of the lap is flat.
Yeah,
is flat. The chicane.
that's why I wanted to get one with audio of the engine revs, and he's got it through here. If it just manages to reload. Can we get to it? Yeah, perfect. So long straight we've got coming up over here, and it goes into basically the first couple of corners. If we can hopefully go to my entire screen, then we can actually match up where we are in the video and where we are on the track. Start of the lap, long left-hand sequence. into, I guess, the first braking point, which is going to be for. Would you call that turn 2? Is that technically turn 1 and then turn 2?
I
Or is
would
that
call
just
the little bend straight bit. That's the straight, and then that
the
one
left
there.
hand?
That's
Yeah.
turn 1.
That's turn 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Turn 1, I assume you're having to at least apply some of the brakes.
Yeah. So there's 2 little cracks. I'm braking the second crack. I'm not sure I can see on the video, but
Yep. Let's try and bring that up. And I'm just going to mute it over here as well. So
that's where I'm braking.
excellent. It's almost a surface change, you can potentially say as well. I believe Alex is running the double engine.
Yeah, he's running a 200cc
200
single
cc,
engine.
200 cc single. Okay, interesting. I assume he'll be braking at a similar point. What we're trying to do for what he's trying to do for turn 1, I guess.
As much curb.
Yeah, riding that inside curb over there.
And there's a crack in the middle of the track, which that's sort of guiding you.
Just over here. I guess that can act as almost a track limit. Don't go beyond that. And then use all of the track basically.
Yeah, you want to come as wide as possible in the entry, but you can dip down slightly because it's quite old, the curb.
Perfect. Back on the accelerator, I assume this is all flat now through the right and left.
All flat through here.
Again, utilizing all of the curbs, riding on the right and the left, back out.
There's a sausage curb on the exit, so you can't really come too wide on the exit.
This one over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see that. So just to go back to the track map, coming out of the first couple of corners, you can say turn 1, you're braking just at the. Is it the first crack or the second crack?
The second crack.
Second crack. Is it a trail brake? You're braking into the apex?
Yeah, trail brake.
Trail brake into the apex. Try and get
quite a short brake.
Short brake, yep. Yeah. Hug the right hand side, then start coming back out wide to open up for the chicane. It's nice to see the overhead shot because you can.
Rubber.
Yeah, you can literally see that the racing line. So you can call this the entry, first apex, second apex, and then the exit. And then what we want to try to do is match up those points as smoothly as possible and form pretty much the shortest path through there. What you want to avoid is going on, for example, the blue areas, so heading out too wide, and also through the mid part of the chicane on the right side. Don't run out too wide, as you mentioned over there. There's the curb to be wary of.
In the wet, would I ride the first curb and then maybe come out tight on the wide on the second?
Good question. So over here, you're talking about the first right?
Yeah. So would I ride the first curb and then stick on the right hand side?
Yeah, it's interesting because in the wet, it's really about feeling where the grip is. Now, if this is the rubbered in line, normally this would be quite slippery.
Yeah.
However, this curb could be used to your advantage just because it's it works out well in the wet. You could ride onto the right hand side of the curb, and then, as you said, maybe stay to the right if there's grip in that moment. But also, you want to play around with taking the shortest path possible. So sometimes going out wide may waste some meters and things like that. It might be shorter just to straight line it still, and then feather the throttle as you go across the track, because you can't exactly go 100% through that this slippery portion. Play around with that.
The first curve could be used for rotation.
Very good point. So you're referring to this one, Mohammed, right?
Yes, because like you can see the people ahead, they're using it. If you use it a little bit, you can be used for rotation.
Yeah, when I do it in the dry, I'm trying to use as much curb as I can, like half the carts on the curb, basically, on both of them.
Excellent. How is that for tire wear? Is it?
It's mostly chassis wear.
Chassis wear, okay.
Yeah, it looks like the chassis is going to rub across it.
Quite aggressive curbs, and then you want to avoid the X1 thing. Yeah,
I actually made a hole in my front bumper from riding it too aggressively.
Maybe raise the ride height.
Yeah, I raised the front bumper the other day.
If we look at our overhead shot coming out that chicane, we got a really long straight. How much are you building up in terms of top speed by the end of this?
I think it's probably about 42 miles an hour. I think.
Amazing. Picking up a lot of speed. And in terms of braking, is there any kind of reference?
So
or is
there's
it
a
on
little
feeling?
bit of curb which sticks out the grass. So
Just over
that's
here,
where I'm
right?
braking. Yeah.
And you're braking right at the beginning of this now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a bit cambered, this corner. So,
Yeah.
But on the exit of here, I'm feeling the engine's bogging quite a bit.
Okay. And it's a long right-hand corner. Where is it
It's
bogging?
pretty long.
Is it about
Sorry?
to feel you're bogging down? Just
Yeah,
over-
it's there. It's around there, yeah.
How much are you braking? So you said you press the brakes over here.
Yeah, quite a bit. I'm having a little bit of sliding.
Okay.
Good. I
You're
think that's
releasing off the brakes?
right for rotation. I am releasing the brake, yeah, and then
Where do you
I'm
release?
trying to get on the throttle early to
Mhm.
reduce the bogging, but it's not really working that well.
So what you want to try to do here, because also the nature of the corner, as you said, it's slightly banked over here, and it's the correct angle that you take this turn at will definitely make a difference. Drivers in front, they're taking a later apex, if it were. I mean, they are defending, so yeah, it wouldn't be worth they're battling, so it's not worth paying too much attention to that. Currently, what kind of apex are you aiming for when you drive out
I'm
there?
doing middle-ish, but
Okay.
I am still trying to mess with it, like try and maybe late apex sometimes.
Yeah.
So I can get like early throttle.
Let me just put my charger in so we don't lose the live streams. It'll be worth trying out. Have you ever tried going for a later apex somewhere?
Yeah, I'm doing that quite a lot.
So what you can do is run slightly deep into the corner, use a bit of the outside banking, and then maybe try to cut back across the track, something like this. What that could allow you to do is break in a straight line, slow the car down as you turn in, and then get onto the accelerator smoothly. That's another thing you want. If you're facing a lot of bogging, then try to modulate the throttle smoother. If you're too quick on the accelerator, flood the engine with revs.
Oh yeah, it can
won't give you
flood
much.
the engine, I guess.
Yeah, so just be mindful of that. We got the final couple of corners coming up, and I think yes,
I do
Tell
come
me.
out quite wide here, as wide as I can, but still the exit curb's quite bumpy.
I would encourage you to come out wide just so you can build that momentum back up.
And
Be
then
wary, yeah.
My friend told me to drive straight at the marshal post.
Left or
towards
right?
The dotted line, the start of the dotted line. You'll see in a bit, but
Okay, on the right side, this one.
yeah, see the dotted line. I've been told to drive straight at the marshal post.
Okay.
But I feel like that would like increase the distance quite a
More
bit.
meters. Interesting. Yeah, I guess because you've got that lower CC engine, maybe coming all the way out.
He does drive pro kart, so that might be a pro kart driving lines or something.
Yeah. I guess he's trying to explain that so you can widen it up for basically the fast left, which is coming up.
You lift the throttle here. The first apex, you lift the throttle.
I was gonna say, so no brake is only lift you're doing.
Yeah, no brake.
Perfect. Whenever you have a corner like this where you're just lifting for, try to get the lift and turn at similar points. So what that does is when you can turn and lift at the same time, it scrubs a bit more speed off the kart, and it'll help you get to the optimal grip point for this corner. So what happens is when you lift compared to brakes, speed reduces slower. Adding that sharp turn in will help you slow down slightly more. And then hopefully when you feed the accelerator back through the corner, you can hopefully get a better exit coming out. So it's almost a double apex corner then, as we can see from the drive on board. He's hitting the first part, comes slightly back out to this crack in the middle of the track, and then he'll hook his tire back towards the left over here.
I think there's two ways of doing this corner. what I usually do is come out quite wide on the exit of the second apex, but then I feel like maybe come to the middle, and then you'll see it sort of
similar to what Alex is doing.
Yeah, so I'm not
Close for the first
doing
one?
this line. I'm
Okay,
coming
you're
out
not doing
quite
this one.
wide.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's second apex.
You're
I'm
basically doing something like this. If we have a better view overhead, stay wide, shallow apex of the first one, and then tight for the second, something like that.
yeah, I'm trying to sort of, but yeah, I exit quite wide off the second one.
Off the second one as well. Okay.
And then I'm getting to the middle sort of, and then turning right for the fast right-hander,
which is coming
I
up.
think
Yeah.
Alex is coming to the middle of the second apex, and then he's going to the fast right-hander.
Yeah, interesting line that he's taking here. It looks like he's also gaining on the drivers in front.
I might try that next time I go
out. You'll see sets up the entry nice and wide. I'm not too sure about the footwork, if it's a brake or a lift, but regardless what he's doing that early in the corner.
Yeah.
He's making a point of turning in early and then going for the first apex, because he's just coming up to the white line for that, not taking too much of the curb itself. It's a sausage curb.
I think I've got an off-board video of that. I'm not sure how I can send that to you, but
okay, yep, that's you could just share it as a drive link as well, like you shared the previous footage. What we'll do though, let's just round off this lap since we're in the last couple of corners.
Yeah,
hit the first apex. So what Alex is doing, coming back to the middle of the track where the crack is, keeping that as the limit, how wide he wants to go mid-corner, and then he'll bring it back to the left over here, going back over the white line, not messing with that curve. What he can try to achieve from this point to the next corner is a straight line.
Yeah.
And then he can, all the while, keeping the RPMs high, keeping the revs high, and then in a subtle way going over to the right-hand side of the track. By the time he reaches the curb, now he's riding over that curb. You can see using that rumble part, partially hugging the right. And I think it's all about placement of the kart now. So from the right-hand apex, widen up the corner back to the left. You can see
this is quite bumpy. It
looks bumpy over here. Flat out through the last corner?
Yeah. But sometimes if you slide a little bit, you have to release it a tiny bit. This one, I will try to come quite wide on the exit here sometimes.
Yep. It'll be worth doing a similar line to what Alex is doing here.
Yeah, what I'm doing, I'm turning so my right front is hitting the edge of the arrow.
Let's just go back a frame. So
yes, I'm turning so my right front sort of hitting the corner of the arrow.
Yeah, we got a nice reference point there, cutting over the pit entry line. Similar apex, you'd say, to what we're seeing over here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, just going up to the white line, not really messing around with those sausage curbs. And then, as you mentioned, you want to try and get back out to the left so you can sustain that momentum. Use the white line on the left side as a reference of track limits. And then, bring it back to the middle of these, the tram lines, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
For the end of a fast lap, hopefully, and then to start the upcoming lap.
Yeah. On the straight, the bent straight, I've been told to like drift wide slightly, but then
so to the right, you're saying?
I'm tight. That would probably reduce meters again.
True. Yep. You're saying over here, go more to the right.
Yeah, I've been told, but that might be for pro karts again.
How do you log your timings? You got a transponder, and then
I've got an Alfano, but that doesn't have a lap timer. I've got my dad's on a stopwatch.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So you've got some reference of timing. That's very important, especially when you're trying new lines. You need to have some kind of reference in the form of lap times. What you do is you keep your line exactly the same throughout the lap, and then for the specific corners, I'm going to change the entry, or I'm going to change the braking over here, or I'm going to change this, and you see what the net effect is on the lap time. If it was faster or slower, you know whether to keep on doing that change or not. Mohammed, you got a question?
Again, don't do all that in one lap. Do it slowly, corner by corner, or just follow someone faster than you or same pace as you and see their lines.
I went
Very
out
good point.
last time I went was with a guy I know from Instagram. So he was quite helpful.
There you go. Just by following someone else, a bit more experience, who can show you the lines, that can help.
Not
But
only show, but like talk to them and ask them how they drive, and just ask what they do in that specific corner.
Yeah,
that is very, very useful. A couple of things then for the future that you could do. Number one, camera angle. You got the camera, just the adjustment. It'll be great to see better angle of your driving. And then also keep up the practice, whether it's going to be in the Pro Kart, maybe in your Rotax experience, and then have a roadmap for the year. Now we're going into 2025. Plot down month by month what types of races or practice sessions you plan to do, and once you can see it as an overview, then you can start to approach it more seriously and then track your progress. So over the months, you want to slowly see that improvement, whether it's in lap time or race finish positions. And hopefully across the year, you'll see the improvement and start getting on the podium.
Yep.
Anything else you want to discuss before we move on to the next driver?
What do you think would be like sort of different driving style with a Rotax
Compared to what you're driving now?
Yeah.
A couple of things in terms of throttle application. So with the power band on Rotax, there's going to be a partial delay. So you're going to put your foot down, and then suddenly you're going to get a big boost of revs. So you have to understand that's different. And then the RPMs that you're going to reach in Rotax, a lot more. And you're converting from 4-stroke driving to 2-stroke driving. So throttle is going to be more sensitive on the 2-stroke. That also means you're going to reach higher top speeds on the straights. So when it comes to the braking, that's where you have to be really confident under brake. So what you don't want to do is be braking too early and cautiously into the corner. If you look at onboards of top Rotax drivers of the world, they're attacking these corners at full speed. Firm on the brakes, fixed hand positions, and you'll hear almost a scrubbing or locking sound, and that's when they're slowly bleeding off the brakes. Mohammed, any advice? Because you do Rotax as well.
It's louder.
It's louder.
And don't get scared of the acceleration, because when I first started driving it, my neck actually gave up. Literally, I was looking up instead of actually looking straight. That's how much the acceleration is.
True.
It usually happens after 7,000 RPM.
Yeah, don't do a me, because I was pussyfooting around the entire track.
Just stay firm on the seat. Just expect that the boost is about to come. Just expect it, and don't just smash on the brakes instantly, because if it's your first time, just take it easy. Because after time and with more grip, you can be more later and more confident on the brakes. And don't double pedal, because it is bad.
Yeah.
Because I was following a mini kid, and his brake disc was literally molten lava, and it was spewing lava or something.
Damn.
That's crazy.
He had to put 2 brake pads per day.
What?
Or change a brake pad per session. It's quite crazy.
Yeah.
Again, it's more dangerous. So
yeah, be careful. Slowly get into it.
And don't be super scared, because if you're scared, you're gonna start getting anxious about, what do I do here? What do I do there?
Basically, me when I did the Rotax, I was pissing myself. I was terrified.
It's actually really fun when you get the hang of it. It's really fun.
But yeah, even towards the end of the session I did in Omar's Rotax, I was actually getting faster and kind of more confident. Yeah.
After 15 minutes, that was right.
Yeah, I was actually accelerating through corners like before, accelerating, braking, lifting off, coasting through the corners, then going back on. I was actually accelerating for some of the corners. So, but even from the GX UK Honda engines, they are a little more powerful than the ones at Team Sport and stuff like that. It is a massive step up. It's huge.
Yeah, the other day, I held the brake too long.
Okay.
And when I started sliding, I held it. so I just span in and crashed into a wall.
Were you turning the wheel at the same time?
I think I held it. I was turning it for a little bit of rotation.
Yeah. So
And then I felt it was too much.
yeah.
So I started spinning. and I
So
held it.
so correct me if I'm wrong here, Omar, but you don't really want to brake for rotation in an owner's car, really. You want to only in rentals, really.
It's a lot more sensitive to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Like-
rental, you can slide it and
Yeah,
be
and
really
then the
aggressive.
car will just go.
Yeah, it's either to the barrier.
I think braking in a straight line is probably better. It's for people who are starting in road
I
tax.
actually have like footage of a Rotax senior. I have it saved on YouTube.
Yeah, go for it. Share the link.
It's shared already.
Omar,
Okay.
can I also quickly just show the
Where is it
race
shared?
start for the D-Max? I can just share my screen.
Yeah, give me one sec. Give me one sec, guys.
No problem.
Mohammed, where did you share it?
On the whatever school. What do you call it? I
Oh,
don't know.
okay. You put it on the academy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but by the way, the Rotax is a junior.
Okay.
Yeah, so that
So
The
how old
senior
are
and
you?
junior is almost similar. Just the senior has a little bit
Oh,
more acceleration.
I
Yeah.
was thinking.
It's still going to be a big step up, though. 100%.
That's no doubt.
Yeah, about. And this is you driving, Mohammed?
Yeah, this was me 3 weeks ago.
You guys can hear the sound, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
When's the actual crash?
There's no crash.
Oh wait. So what happened? You spot? Oh, you saved it. Oh,
Yeah, I just saved.
that's not exciting. We want to see crashing.
Oh, I wish I had crashes in my old GoPro, and that GoPro was not really mine, and my friend took it away from me. So it's just all on it.
So it was your friend's old GoPro. What track
Yeah.
is it? Where do you race?
This is in Alain in UAE.
Oh, okay.
It's the only official international circuits
okay.
in the UAE. They held
One of the
like,
best.
Champions of the Future. 2
It
weeks
looks
ago.
very fast and flowing, like a sail.
It's basically a mix of high and low speed corners.
Oh, it looks flowing, which is like when you
Uh-huh.
too tired for this, bro.
Yeah, you can see. Look at the turn on the braking there.
We're
Wow.
all sleep deprived.
Yeah, we're all sleep deprived, 100%. I've been working my ass off team sport all day. So some stupid kids who kept crashing into the barrier. Black flags galore.
So, Lewis, you could just tell by certain inputs, steering, braking, it's a lot more aggressive in these cars.
yeah.
It's actually much easier to do neutral steer in these carts when there's high grip and the tires are tiring.
I'll try and put the video of the crash in the chat if I can.
Yeah.
Actually,
Go
I
for
have a
it.
story.
Come
Oh,
on,
God, here we go.
before we move on.
It's like 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Give me max 3 minutes.
Oh, wait.
Come on. 3 minutes.
Tell
3
a
minutes.
story. Tell a story whilst I show this funny race start. Yeah.
Okay, so it was the last race I did. It was the invitational fun race. It was the final. I was starting.
Screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can see.
Can you see this?
Yes. What is
Okay,
that? Is that a phone?
So, go on, keep telling your story. I want you to just keep an eye on this
So-
guy in front here.
Actually, I want to see this first.
It's my mate
We
Leo.
need some audio.
Okay.
Is that a
This
phone? Is that a phone as a screen?
Yeah, it's the Daytona. They're not very good. So this is my mate Leo. We're just lining up for the D-Max. My first time at the track. Come on, fast forward to a bit of action. Come on, mate.
Is this the same track? I've seen this on YouTube. This
It's
track.
Sandown. It's Harry Power. If it's Harry still here?
No.
No,
Oh
he
yeah,
is.
he is. He is.
AFK though. I was like, get this folks and watch this guy. This is my mate. This is Leo, by the way, Omar. This is the guy who grassed you out.
Ah.
And you applaud him. Wow.
I did. It was so funny. And then and this race was brilliant. Was this guy had gone much later? So you know he was in front of me. He got and then I went green, and we got a good start. But this and then later on in the race, I got black flag for doing absolutely nothing. And it
I
was
think for applauding the guy. I think he got quite late.
Yeah. You got it for uploading. Patricia, please go ahead.
I would just like to say, because I sent a link before, and it was for the GoPro link. I'm not sure if you clicked on that or the YouTube one.
I clicked on the GoPro one.
Oh,
Was
that's
there-
fine.
Was there a YouTube one?
Yeah, I sent it like a few minutes after I sent it.
Okay. No, that would have been so much easier. Right. We're gonna have to round off with I've got it open up here. Perfect. Oh, this is so much easier.
Yeah,
I ended up downloading the GoPro one, Nathaniel. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Nathaniel, we're gonna have to go right over to you as soon as.
Yeah.
Guy, are you done?
Yeah, yeah. Listen to this.
Okay. We need audio. We can't hear it.
I think the screen share's muted.
I spun under the yellow flag. What is this guy
No, you can't hear
waffling
it.
about?
We can't hear it.
You can't hear it.
It's muted.
Yeah, you have to share with.
You have to share the actual, not the screen, the actual like. So stop sharing.
Okay.
If you share the window or like the actual like
the
app instead of the actual screen, it will work.
Okay.
The GoPro window.
Share a tab instead.
Yeah.
Oh God. My entire screen.
It's not that difficult.
Well, no, wait. It is. It is. So I only have the option to show a Chrome tab, a window, or an entire screen.
Window.
Okay. Well,
We're against the time.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, I'm going as quick as I can. It won't be in full screen, then. I apologise for that. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Sorry, because I'm on a single screen Mac here, so I've got to move this over here. Right, here we go. Okay, it should work. Here we go. So there.
You're calling out Daytona Marshall.
I am.
Live stream.
I was raging. Look at this.
Oh, you'll get banned for this. My mate got banned for this.
Yeah, well, I'm planning to post a video on it because
you're definitely gonna get banned.
Can you guys see it now?
Yeah.
We still can't hear it, but whatever.
No, wait, no, it's not playing yet. Wait, can you hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
It's not.
Can you not hear it?
No.
You can just like tell us what's he saying and what
Yeah,
you say.
Yeah, just go.
Okay, here we go. So I pull in. I go, "What's this for?" He goes, "Oh, for God's sake, come back." He goes, "You spun on a yellow flag," and I say, "No, I didn't. Someone spun out in front of me, and I had to avoid them." And he sat there for 10 minutes saying it happens to everyone. And I kept saying, "I didn't spin out."
You absolute rookie.
No, they had a go at me for overtaking on the yellows and
yeah, but like,
Marshall.
but watch,
But like,
because here's the incident, yeah. So
they're really strict at Daytona.
but it was just stupid. So look. So this is when I span out, yeah.
Yeah,
There's the light box. The light box is there. There is not a single yellow flag out.
Yeah, he should have
I was going to call him out.
held his
This
brake
track.
well.
And you know what's funny? They didn't black flag this guy who
For
spun out
spinning?
in front of me.
Why did he spin?
But if you see it, it's like slick and dry at the same
it's damp?
time. Yeah. But
You should've
you
given-
see the
you
hand
should-
gestures, I was not happy. Anyway, and the funniest thing is, stop sharing. I spoke to the manager. One manager said he literally told me to go away. He literally told me to go away. He went go away.
Shane. Is that Shane?
Yeah, probably Shane. And then I spoke to the second manager, showed him the video, and he went, "I'm so sorry, mate. That was not your fault. My marshal was being an idiot." And he gave me the session for free. But it will be posted on YouTube, and just like Cameron Das, I'll get a lot of views for it, and they'll be their fault.
Didn't Cameron Dance also post a video on that? That
Yeah,
track looks similar. That calories one.
Yeah. It's
Sundown,
snake
Daytona
track.
Sundown. It's
Anyway.
very
Yeah,
popular
Shane's
track.
the one that had a go at him on his video. Actually, funny.
Guys,
There we go. Sorry, guys.
Lewis, I'm sorry we had to cut you short.
Yeah, sorry, I'll
What we're gonna have to do is wrap up for today's session with
Right. If you want to see the crash, I put it in the academy page. That
let's take a look at that real quick before we round off.
I'll try
We're
and
gonna
give you access to it.
Lewis's clip, and then we're gonna see Nathaniel's footage. If you just grant me access, I just sent a request. Lewis.
It's not me, is it?
Yeah, I'll give this.
Let's just click close on this.
No.
That will work, right?
That should be done, I think.
All right, let me just reload. Okay, let's click share. Let's see what's happening. Ouch, that's. All right, one more time. Let's see what happened over here. This was under braking. Whoa, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah,
Too much brakes?
Did you
or
lose the back end?
I did. Yeah,
Oh,
difficult to tell?
it was quite damp. I
Yeah.
wasn't really used to the conditions. Also, tires. Tires. They're just.
was the cart okay?
Right.
Was the cart okay?
It might be a little bit bent, so I'm gonna get it straightened over the winter.
Okay.
Be wary of that.
Yeah,
It's expensive.
it's about £50. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. Here in the UAE, it's I think 700 dirhams or around
Oh, really?
700. Like, how much is that in Qatar? I forgot.
In pounds, that's like that's nearly 200
Like,
pounds.
yeah.
That's nearly 200 pounds. That's nearly 4 times the price.
Well, it's free to get mine checked up by the shop,
Oh my days.
and then £50 to get it straightened.
Oh, that's excellent.
Is racing cheaper in Europe?
Slightly, I think, but you can get like second-hand things, so it's probably is. Yeah.
Just to
I don't-
do a test day in Europe for me it was 3,000 euros almost
Test day with a.
with a
What
team.
team was that?
I didn't do it, but I talked with Boeven. They were 3,000 in the
Wow.
Netherlands. Talked to another team. I forgot their names, to be honest. It was 6 months ago. But they were expensive. I also talked to an Italian team if I was going to go to Italy. But another 2,500 euros, which I'm not going to spend.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
expensive.
cheaper in
It's
Britain.
outrageous.
Oh, is this Kart?
This is Nathaniel's footage. Nathaniel, you want to
Yeah.
talk us
the
through
thing
this?
is, I did the upload, but I only uploaded like the last bit, so it's kind of like a lap and then pits. So.
It's all good. This is in Kart as
Yes,
Harry was. And when was this footage taken?
Like a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't at Daytona for a long time, so it's kind of.
All right. Well, it's a wet session. It's
Yeah, I don't like the wet, so that's why I'm kind of trying to.
and it's part of the race or just qualifying or practice?
I can't remember. I think I can't remember. I can check on my phone.
Yeah, it looks like you're chasing somebody in front. I think maybe it's part of the race or something that's going on. How's your experience driving in the wet? Do you like it? Do you enjoy it?
I don't really like it. It's just like slow and slippery and just
Compared to indoors, is it similar?
The team sport kind of, because it's just like sliding around kind of, but it's in team sport it's more controllable. So
Yeah, outdoor when you're on wet track, slick tires, you have to try to find the grip, and it's going to be a combination of things like curbs, also sometimes that outer part of the track which you wouldn't normally drive in the drive, like you're doing over here, for example, and also just having a feeling of the kart and the conditions. Generally, once it stops raining, and then there's obviously 20-25 karts out on track, you will slowly form a dry line, and the lap time differences as the track dries up will be huge. You'll suddenly go from like 1 minute 30 seconds to 1 minute 25, and then suddenly 1 minute 23, and then 1 minute 18, and it's huge gains. So as long as you
can I just say something quickly?
Yes,
you know the corner before, like the fast corner, like
the left, the fast right.
Yeah, this one. I got like a tuition thing here.
Nice.
And the guy said I should go on the inside of the curb when it's raining. It's like a bit like less distance and it's like grippy. I don't know about that.
Yeah. You see, there's not one fixed way to drive in the wet, which is the best part. Different drivers will try different things. I guess the logic behind what the coach was telling you over here is exactly that. Less meters, so you have to be, number one, conservative on entry. You can't be too aggressive, otherwise you'll understeer and crash. Carefully make your way across the track and onto the curb. The curbs normally have grip, similar to what you're doing over here, trying to hook the inside tire. You see, it takes a lot of practice to get used to that technique, right? Because sometimes what happens, you get on the curb and then it throws you back off. So it's about seeing what works best for your style, number one, and then also corner to corner. Sometimes you stay wide, and sometimes you take a shorter path going to the inside.
Yes.
And as I said, that's the best part of wet driving, because different drivers will be doing different things, and they will either have huge gains on those lines or big losses. So obviously you want to be on the side of gaining time. And yeah, if you get things right, you can quickly catch up to drivers in front. Also in the wet, I'd say stay calm, stay relaxed. It's very easy to tense up and be too afraid of spinning out, and then more often than not you will spin out just because you're mentally overthinking. As you mentioned earlier, just enjoy it. It's a unique experience. Keep the kart on track majority of the time, and be observant of the changes in grip. So if there's a dry line forming, slowly revert back to that. If it's just raining constantly, then yeah, you need to find the optimal wet line. Harry, Lewis, yep, you got.
There's a video. Brad Philpott did a 24-hour race.
Yep.
24 hours. I'm not sure. It's
I think it was a 3 hour. I think it was a 3 hour.
3 hour, yeah. But he stuck to the inside on like the next corner, I think it was.
Interesting. The left coming up, right? The fast left.
Yeah.
To 9, I believe it is. Yeah,
he
he used the curb on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. He sort of hooked his tyre around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made a point of it on the D-Max as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna add with your question for like the downhill right. I think the tighter line is only quick for the D-Max karts. Simply because they have better brakes and better tires in the 4 strokes. From what I've seen, especially in the biz karts when they don't have as much grip. I don't think they're as good on the inside. I think it's more on the outside. That's what I saw from all the faster teams in the Sodi category, at least. But I don't know if the biz karts handle any different.
Yeah.
I might have to ask my mate who came 3rd or 1 in kart. They'll know the best.
Yeah, definitely. Speak to some of the other drivers who obviously getting the faster timings.
And I also have just one more question. You know the chicane, like second corner?
Yep.
I'm not
That's
sure
correct,
what the wet line is, kind of outside, and then I'm not sure about this.
So basically the left over here, into the right, and then that's it, yeah? These 2 corners.
Because I wasn't sure if I should go deeper on the first turn or.
Good point. It looks like from the footage and the speed you took the first turn out, yeah, you're taking the shorter path. It's very similar to the dry line. What happens as you come over the curb, then in between this part, there's a loss of grip, and you're having to try to get the kart back. What you're doing then is hooking the right-hand curb, and then naturally just understeer out wide almost into those barriers. So just I think your entry looks good in terms of trying to lock the steering wheel to the left, get some grip on the front tires. Kart responds well, jumping over the curb over here, but now it's the mid-corner part where you just have to be careful with the throttle, how you apply it. If you apply it too quickly, you might get wheel spin, quickly get onto the curb, and then that throws you back out wide. So just as you exit this first curb, be patient, release your foot off the gas, and initiate a sharp turn into the right. I would also encourage leaning over here. Lean aggressively to the left, away from the corner, and then slowly feather the throttle back. I'd say also try to hook that right-hand side curb as much as you can. Just avoid going too fast on entry, which would then throw you into these outside tire barriers. That's all I'd say. So just be patient as you come off this first curb, give it a bit of time, sharp turn into the right, lean out to the left, that'll help, and then feed the accelerator slowly. Lewis, you got a question?
I've just put Brad's video in the chat if you want to look at the onboards of that.
Amazing. Which timestamp are we looking for?
I don't know, like middle-ish. I've got like 9 minutes 25, 20 maybe.
9:25. Yeah, this will be relevant for you as well, Nathaniel, because it's going to be same track, very similar conditions, except a faster kart. So
I thought about it. Necessary, but
yeah, good example on the offboard. This is the turn 9. Is that no? That is turn
That's
9,
him
right?
cooking the inside curve.
That's
I
the
think.
fast left. And so you come under the gantry, you can see the difference of lines. The Sodi behind him is spinning off way off using the outside. Brad's being a bit more patient using the inside curb, shorter distance, and I think we should be able to see some clips like this.
If we want to look at biz karts, my mate came third in kart this year. I don't know how in kart works, but I've sent a link to like a really soggy Milton Keynes in a biz kart, so it will show kind of a more.
Let's take a look at that. Yep.
Presentation, because
that's going to be the same
kart
karts as Nathaniel was driving. We've got over here this awesome. So this is Matthew, and yeah, looks a lot more wet over here. Any particular feedback you got of this, Harry, in terms of the lines that he's trying to take?
I mean, he was with us for the 3 hour, but he didn't really give us much tips. But we just kind of followed his lines when we were on track with him.
Yeah, he's using that steering lock technique where if you watch over here, Nathaniel, hard brakes as the surface changes downhill, aggressive turn into the right, wait for the tires to grip, and just about keeping out the tire wall. Then what he does, as soon as it grips, he cuts back to the right hand side of the track. So interesting line he's trying there. So what he does, he avoids the first part of the curb as they go downhill, the first half of that apex, but then the latter part, late apex, he comes all the way back. And yeah, it's going to really depend on how wet the track is and where the grip is. Generally, on a track like this, where it's soaking down, stay off the racing line as much as possible, as it can get quite slippery. If you're forced to follow it, you have to follow it. But for example, downhill into turn 8, the chicane, or the right-left sequence, staying comfortably to the outside. Let's see what he does coming under this gantry. I know he's got a driver in front. Let's see what kind of line he opts for. He stays wide. Fairly aggressive turning, staying away from the inside curve, which is interesting. And he grips quite well. So not bad. Any other questions, Nathaniel, before we wrap up for today's session?
No, really, that was the 2 corners were kind of it for me.
Well, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's always great to review your footage. When are you going to race next? Is it Acton, Milton Keynes? Lined up?
Probably after Christmas and I'm not sure which one yet. But.
Excellent. Well, guys, we're going to round up for today's session. We got a number of comments on the YouTube chat. We got some questions on the Instagram chat as well. Just people logging in saying hi. What's up, Alex? Good evening, Alex. You're joining just at the end of the session. What's up to Best Tubes? What's up to Ducky Racing as well? And then we had Marcel and some others joining earlier. Guys, what we're going to do for next week's sessions is going to be really, really interesting. Let me bring up the Instagram feed so we can share my screen. Where is the search bar? Next weekend, or this weekend, is the biggest race in the Middle East. It is going to be the MENA Karting Championship. I'm participating in this race at Lusail Karting Track, my home track, and it's going to be against all the other Middle East countries. So there's going to be 150 drivers from how many different MENA countries? I believe it's going to be 15 different MENA countries. There's going to be a live stream on YouTube. It's going to be a live stream throughout the weekend for all these races. And it's a very interesting championship because there is all of the Rotax Max series from Micro, Mini, Junior, Senior, DD2, DD2 Masters. And then there's going to be the rental kart category, which is called R390. And that is going to consist of a 2-hour endurance race on Friday, and then a typical sprint race with your qualifying, pre-final, final on the Saturday. That's what I've been selected to participate in. So all of that will be posted and documented on the KTips Instagram stories. So be sure to follow with that. And then thank you so much, Lewis, much appreciated. We're hopefully going to record as much footage as possible so we can make a YouTube behind the scenes video out of that. And be sure to log into the live stream, which will be out, I believe, on Friday. The Saturday morning track help next week, we're going to have to give it a skip because I'm going to be racing at the track. But then the Sunday evening, which is what we do normally today at this time, is hopefully where we're not only going to analyze anyone else's footage to submit for next week, but then I'll be talking you guys through how the weekend went. So we're thoroughly looking forward to that. Until next week, guys, at Sunday then, 6 p.m. GMT. We will all see you then. Take care, guys. Good night.
Yeah, I'll post like updates and stuff on Instagram, so you might have to follow or something. I'm not sure, but
perfect. Take care, Lewis. Take care, Harry.
yeah.
Take
See
care,
ya.
Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Bye 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 bye.
Very much. Best wishes.